So,
Yo, people don't know the thing got about this podcast now. We're not take but no chat, right? Cause Elda already forgot.
What's
chat.
up, people? Welcome to the Yaad&abroad podcast, the baddest podcast in the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. People there again. You get me? I say, I have my co-host them with me. You know the man them. Elda there. Elda.
yo,
You know
there.
Everett there.
There.
Everett.
As always, we're there.
We have a lovely female here with us for, of course, women or Women's Month.
Yes.
Women's Month.
Yes.
So, of course, past episode we did have my mother. You get me? I would tell them, so we are celebrate the female them, just the same topics where we are choose about the females them. Guess what we have today? Of course, she's a returning guest. All our guests them are returning. Them love the show. You get me? I say.
Yes.
If you don't remember, I'm go and check out the episode, The Harvesters. You get me? I say. She have the company. And all this, so we are promote the whole thing, the whole brand. You see me? She disappear off a screen for all the people who watch it on YouTube. Watch it soon forward back. You get me? I say. So if you want get a good backstory upon her, just go on over, go listen to the previous episode of her. It's called The Harvesters. Her company name is The Harvesters. Huh?
I say yes, Miss Nyanda Robinson.
Yeah, Miss Nyanda. She probably a free coach right now. She say, "Where me gone? Oh them cut me off." You see me? So I can invite her back to the thing. You get me? I say, but people were there still. Man them go and chat to the people them now. The people them know what go on.
Oh yeah, there, Brett.
It sounds like excited, like you hear something. You hear something about me?
Yeah, but me always.
I'm there, family. I'm there. No, you can't ask all my.
How are
I'm
you,
here.
buddy?
I'm here, man.
Okay, buddy.
Everything good. You don't know there. One more week. Blessings, a blessing. We drop these gems and we there with the brothers and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But everything good. I'm saying we there have life and we're grateful for that. Definitely. Whether I get better, you know, I love that with the weather thing, because it's a big part of how I'm doing, you know, in all honesty. Slowly but surely to get better. So certainly the spirits are changed a little bit more in terms of that aspect there. And we're just kind of grateful. Gratitude of the theme.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you say slowly or
slowly but surely, because yesterday was warm and snow melt, and then last night snow fall and today overcast. So I already know what I got, but slowly but surely, because I think spring officially start based on the calendar date. So all right, I'm saying.
Okay.
But besides that, it's a pleasure. We're here again. I don't know if I'm there to drop these gems. It's always a vibe, you know.
Cho.
Good, bro.
Hello, you stay.
Yo, I'm good enough, brother. Just coming off of the teaching tonight and
Everett, go on, finish your answer before me.
you know, so just I give thanks for life and blessings, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Nyanda have two sitting up. Close out one of them.
I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
Close out the one for your phone.
Yes, I'm doing that now.
All right.
Back up. She said she half ready, you know.
Yeah.
She's all about the business, you know. She's serious, you know.
So you are the nearly while Nyanda sort out that.
My good man. But there, as me I say, of course, we're there. From we have life, we have everything else, isn't me?
Yeah.
Grateful same way, regardless of what go on. You know what I mean?
True.
And I don't know where can't be talked about, you see me? But everything good, man. Nah, to worry about nothing right now. They're in a good spot right now, you see me? So we just try to maintain that. You know what I mean? So, but everything good, man. Nah complain. Family good, me good, health wise, you know? Mentally, you see me? So
Sound and thing.
yeah. You get me answer?
Thanks.
Everything good. Nyanda, of course, we guess. How you stay?
Stay good enough. Thanks for having me again. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Can't complain. They say life begins at 40, so I guess I'm living my best life.
Begin at what?
The greater part is yet to come. The greater part is yet to come. In the background.
No, so we all understand. Well, not all of us, but most of us understand.
Yeah, the people them over YouTube are gonna understand when them see a facial expression. They must say, but wait.
We'll just go on.
We all
Yeah.
understand, yeah. And we all understand.
Most of us around this podcast
We
understand.
all understand.
Yeah.
Enough be a personal understanding. You stay so.
This girl, she bursted out like I'm an island girl.
Yeah. Everett, but why Ella look like a 1960s pimp?
Like, me no know what go on with him. It's like him get up and him forget seminar 2022. Like, me not sure, but may I give some time to see it.
Hey, buddy, don't entertain.
Sometimes when I reach them age that you have like amnesia, you have to remember which year you know.
Yeah, then,
You know the thing they see so,
people now have to go up on the YouTube channel and go look for Ella. Ella look like a 1960s pimp. I swear.
Yeah.
Felt that and all of them.
Like him in a hustle and flow.
Yes.
I'm sure that.
Yeah. What
What's that?
Puma.
Puma.
Okay.
Then what man,
Okay.
you get it remade. That's
Brandon,
all they do.
I guess. Branding, eh? People, I'll know we can't get no goodie bag in it, brother. You see me?
Sorry,
Everett, you
man.
get nothing yet?
Get what, bro?
From the
That's how you
dog,
going now.
when him get the shipment, then me can't see him, you know.
That's how you going now.
You see me? Can't get a
So
one
good, no.
t-shirt nor nothing.
Don't
Make him some more time, Steve. Make him work himself.
Oh,
you
me
know.
not give him no time. I never want none. Me tell you, me never want none. Keep
Well,
that.
let's send him one cup when they get there.
You think my big sky on?
I want them scratch your skin. That me I tell you. I want courage in them.
The son wants a spikes.
Hear there? Hear there? Hear there?
What size him wear?
5.5.
And I don't make him frightened. When I'm at that, we have different business
Alright.
things. So maybe
Then
we'll
I
get that
relive.
for you.
People, they say I be a mix up. I go on. People, make sure to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. See all of the visuals. We did drop the episode from last week, and also we did a extra bonus clip. It's more so audio though, but you have to be on the YouTube channel. You have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel to actually hear that clip. It was
Oh, Lord, that clip there.
it was a clip
Bonus.
of
So run go over there.
With the
Run go
chopper?
over there.
yeah,
Yeah, the chopper.
a scammer call and you get them on a
It was a
record.
vibe, man. It was a vibe. Don't say too much. Let them run go
Yeah.
over there.
Definitely want to go check it out.
Yeah, me don't want to give them too much details, so them have to go
Yeah.
check it out. You get me, as I? Yeah. But we're there again. Everett.
No,
actually-
don't call me name. You.
No, may I say you suggest a topic. Topic we are talking about today. You
Oh, the topic. Yeah, well,
Nervous enough.
nervous.
in time to call my name, and I'm ready to show you come with it now. But go for it still, guys. I think I'm gonna let you announce the topic, but may I get a backstory first before I say just because is it a reason with a reason and it came up. So my figure says a good topic for discuss considering it's women's month, sorry. The theme is woman related, and we had to do our due diligence and get a woman on the podcast to share her 2 cents
Yeah.
or $200 as well. So
One of the things, one of the reasons why bringing Nyanda to this episode and this topic is my always like her reasoning.
yeah.
And we get to her first. Our next person would have nice for our Kells. Because you don't know Kells have the same energy there. So, but we know Nyanda always have some positive reasoning when it come from topics like this. I'm feel like having your input will be very valuable. So
Definitely. She keeps it real, you know. So
Much respect.
So you want to read the topic nearly or
I mean, I can. Nothing.
okay?
Let me go through back to the archives. People. So Everett, I don't know what kind of conversation that I have with who.
I always have conversations, bro. I say learn, you know, through experiences. That's why I can come here and come give all these experiences. So me experience and my friend them experience as well. Contrary to elder belief.
Why is my belief? You don't have no experience, boss. Always somebody else's experience.
Like
You know, people,
the
whenever
last episode, my school out experiences. I remember. You remember?
Always a cuss.
Out of 150 or 200 episodes, you have one experience. You shared one experience. But go ahead and read it.
Guys, we're recording, guys. Okay.
Oh, apologies.
People in the need for ear now bicker.
Come on, them need for hear and know say, yo, it continuous, man.
Well, as Nanda just saying, you start it when you're 40, right? So me, I need it on our virtual living. You probably dry up already.
I don't live.
Don't live.
I don't
You live
live.
about 2,000 life already, bro.
Gotcha. That's
All right.
So the
Cool.
topic
Nearly
at
got
hand,
you.
people, is why is it hard for people to walk away from a relationship that isn't serving them?
It's no longer serving them, yeah.
May I read exactly what the man right here?
Yeah.
No longer serving them. That's fine.
Yes. Exactly what the man say. So, because I need to ask, well, he might give you the backstory, right, still. Get me, I say?
There's not much to it. I mean, so there's a vibe or a reason.
So,
and,
give you the backstory. You get me, I say, and then we're going to go on a quick break, and then we'll come back in, and we're going to dive straight into the actual topic.
Yeah, the thing, yeah.
You get me, I say? So, give you the backstory. Make you know, yeah.
Tell me who for business you are talking about,
Yeah.
because we know your own. My apologies. Did I say that?
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, it need to say what
So-
look, because that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Continue.
So, I mean, the topic kind of self-explanatory, but essentially, like, we just there a reason.
Yeah,
And there's a reason. And there is a friend actually with a similar situation.
No, it's always a friend. Come.
I'm telling you, there's always a friend situation. But go on,
Where you want me to come? All right, I mean, I think you want me to come.
talking boss.
Anyways, so I'm in a relationship and I don't think things are going how him want it to go kind of, but him kind of he's still there, right? So we are reason and so forth. And it dawned on me that this is not the first or the last somebody find himself in a situation like this, right? So I mean the whole theme, as I said, was woman. I'm gonna say, might as well discuss something like that because I think it's interesting. I mean, there are many reasons why that I could think of at the top of my head why a man or a woman might find themselves quote unquote stuck. Especially if you're not necessarily unhappy, but not the kind of unhappy means that things are going where you want them to go. So I feel like say, we can discuss that, get into it, and share some experiences. Maybe I'll have some personal experiences we want to share, collaborate with my and so forth. And as we say, we have a female guest who actually can speak from the woman perspective, because as men, we can say why. I could have said why that would have reached me. I might have personal experiences to say that, just so you know. But regardless, I think it's also important. And I think this is something that most time women battle with a little bit more than men. And in my opinion, I think it's more emotionally based. And I'm not saying this to say women are only based on their emotions and so forth. But the things that they think about usually is wrapped around that aspect. And as opposed to a man who might just be thinking, more logical, more cut and clear, more is this kind of going, you know what I mean? So that is kind of the backstory as to how the topic came up. And I figured it's a fitting platform for
until say when you talk about the emotional part make them talk all kind of things. Make it seem like say me that get out of the relationship, yeah. But when them actually sit down and start think about them and say, wait.
No.
That makes no sense.
And it kind of
reality.
It kind of ties back into what we had discussed on the previous episode when we had mentioned that some how you socialize, how you perceive love to be, where you think is good for you. Some women are like, if him beat me, him love me kind of thing. So you find all these reasons why to stick around, even though in general you might not be totally happy, and so forth. So I think, as I said, it's a fitting topic and a fitting platform.
Right. So how about to pay some bills and then when we return, we dive in and just kind of share our perspective, our experiences, our perspectives, and if we have any
friends' perspective too.
Friends' perspective, and then share some tips. For
definitely.
From our experience, somebody who can learn from this opportunity for improve them quality of life.
So like it. So people, we take a quick break. Touch him back, the thing go. All right, people. So there again. As the man said, those touching from the break. And the topic at hand, what the topic at hand again, Everett? Why is it hard for people to walk away from a relationship that isn't serving them?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Or no longer.
okay, cause me know something wrong with that whole statement there and our whole question.
Yeah. No longer.
Yeah, no longer serving them. Choice of words.
Yeah, guys. I mean, I think you don't want to say isn't, because typically it doesn't start out like that. It starts out everything good.
I talk about the serving part.
Yeah, so I'm saying it doesn't start out like that. So it starts everything good, and then for whatever reason, after X amount of time, you might realize that it's no longer either what it is or what it used to be, or what you need as well. Because sometimes nothing change with the relationship per se, but you yourself change.
Right.
You might evolve yourself, right? As I feel like the no longer serving is the important aspect part where we are discuss.
Yeah.
Because again, it could be a growth thing, or just a change within you, your perspective, and so
Oh,
forth.
like you beat around the bush. Tell me about the experience that you have, Bridget.
No, I've never been lucky enough.
Or you have had the privilege.
No, I've never been
coming
privileged
in
enough to.
contact. You heard about it, somebody's story.
No, but I
Share
mean, it happens
somebody's-
every day, though. It happens every
Yeah,
day.
but
Yeah, people.
specifically, tell me about a situation where you know about.
The interview. Let me see now. Let me search my archives, because there's a few actually. Come back to me on one day. I want to find the best one. Nearly, what you say?
Well, experience. So we are talking about experience.
Yeah.
So
Like,
correct.
that's why you come tell him in person, Abis. That's all you want.
I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
it is what it is. So currently, my current relationship.
Yeah.
Of course, man and woman argue and them thing there. Is it me? But one of the thing them where it wouldn't be a case where I know something we no want Dana. You get me?
Yeah.
But if, say for instance, if we never have kids together, we are gone already.
Okay.
It's easier for me just to say, all right, then cool. When we keep it pushing, you get me as it? But no, because me grew up in a certain situation, a broken home where a father alone or a mother alone is me at whatever given time. And me no want that for the youth them. You get me? Because me know we can come from that. Not saying it's all bad things that come from that, but me rather them grow up in a home where mommy and daddy. You get me as it?
Mm-hmm.
So we stick it out, we figure it out, talk about with issues, vent. You get me? I say if it's a third party, vent. You get me? I say because the next party now listen to where I say whatever the case is. But youth them, kids are one of the main reason outside of finance why people normally stick with each other to get by. You get me? I say if I would say probably finance are the number one, then kids come after. You feel me? And yeah, like me said, and that are pretty recent. Like I think it was like last year. It's like, yo, you see me? F this shit, but you see me? You can understand pick up a things and just say, all right, then cool. And it make more sense. It make more sense with the duo. You see me? The duo as in me and her. It make more sense. Life much more easier that way there.
No, but you look on it from a perspective based on what you say.
Yeah.
It sounds like your perspective is it's easier for because of all those factors working together would have been better than working apart, right?
Right.
Convenience.
Convenience. Thank you for the word, Nayanda. But who's to say you can't find that convenience somewhere else? Can you say I'll stay by yourself? Obviously, the old kids aspect, sure, it's not gonna be them biological mother. But any other aspect we are get from having that partner, who say you can't get that from somewhere else?
But it all comes down or boils down to what was the argument about or when the decide say on left for. You see me I say?
So,
Like,
all right. So that's in my opinion. Then based on that, I don't think that would be a case where it's no longer serving you. You might just have some issues. You work them out, relationship of issues. You
Yeah.
figure them out. But if it's no longer serving you, it's more of you're unhappy, or you're unhappy. Whether you want to be seen like a very very much unhappy or the least bit, but for whatever reason,
is it
you not get the spark
because you
where
know,
you used to get.
and
Yeah.
female will show that around also and say, yo, me unhappy because of a certain situation. And make it seem like say, yo, it's bigger than what it actually is.
Okay.
You feel me I say? Well, but it's one single thing you actually single out and I say, yo, unhappy about that. But the way you say it now, you make it seem like you're unhappy about everything.
Everything. So overgeneralize.
You feel me I
Okay.
say?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when you hear that now, it's like, and then it escalates to a different level now because you hear that you say, what? Last week you did ray. Last month you did ray. And now you say, so what turn? But then you realize, say, yo, and once again, we get to the saying of women normally act off emotions while men tend to be more logical.
That
Is it?
and this is just my opinion. I mean, I think your situation is and again, my personal opinion. I mean, I think your
Yes, sir.
situation fit that scenario. Yeah. And I
I
think I
agree with
got
that.
it from Everett.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Me not
Yeah.
think that either.
I
Because
mean,
again,
I agree with
those things expected. You
Because
figure
I
them
know
out.
somewhere you say it's no longer serving you. We
Right.
have issues. So
and that's the
me not
part
think-
of it we kind of, you see me I say?
yeah.
Separate would have been my
All
situation.
right, so let me give you an example then. Let's say you're your partner and you're together for X amount of years, 5 years, 10 years, 50, whatever the case is, a decent amount of years.
Right.
And obviously you love that person, yeah. And it's been good. However, you realize that so after 5 years, for example, year 6, 7, it don't feel the same way. You get up in the morning, you live with the person, you get up in the morning, you don't have that same smile on your face. You don't have that same enthusiasm. Obviously, over the years, it takes a lot of work to keep that up.
Right.
But it's not the lack of enthusiasm where you have because you need to put in the work. It's like it's just not genuine. It's no longer organic. You really have to force yourself. The things and what a person used to do, they're not really change, but it no longer makes you happy.
Yeah.
So there's not this big change where you can say, well, she used to be a lot more domesticated and she stopped. No, she still had her duties. It's not like you stop bringing, carry your weight and then she have reason for farm issues. Everything pretty much is the same. It's a routine. But you just don't feel that
Spark not there.
that you're used to. And you realize that you probably lose interest. You probably stay a road now and track to your friend. Not because you have the badness or not like that, but just because there's no real, well, either I'm stay a road, I'm gonna go home. Well, and that seems to be the new norm.
Yeah.
So if you do soul searching and be self-aware, like what Elder always I speak to, you start to think you realize, say, maybe it's like you don't want dead end job. You still make your money, the job still pay you, the bills still get paid, but I get in that morning.
Bridget, you bring up only for example. We get it. More Nayanda for sure. More Nayanda.
You just ask me that million example.
So hold on.
Different example. But go ahead, Nayanda. What you're
So first of all, we want to define what no longer serving you mean in the context of this podcast, right?
All right.
Because no longer serving you can be many different things. It could be no longer serving your financial needs. It could be no longer serving your emotional needs. It could be no longer serving your vision of what you
sexual
want.
needs, yeah. Mhm. So,
Right.
another
So
thing I said.
when we talk about no longer serving our needs in this podcast right now,
Mhm.
are we talking about our emotional being?
I think it whichever.
Whichever.
I think it
is
generalizing.
needs
It kind of
not
encompasses
Generalize.
to
everything.
function.
Yeah.
So for me, if we're gonna talk about that, there's two reasons really why people stay. Fear.
Mhm.
Fear and convenience. You're fearful of so many bullet points that we can bring up. Fearful of being judged. From a female perspective, is
Mhm.
more than likely fearful of being judged on your character, on who you are. Then from a convenience perspective is, guess what? This man pay my car note, pay the rent, buy all these things, materialistic things for me to be comfortable. So I don't want to go out there to struggle, to have to deal with all of that. So it is convenient to me to just stay in this relationship and live the lifestyle. But when it all boils down, why people stay is fear of the unknown. They always say, stick to the evil, what you know. But one of the main things that my mentor, Angel, brought to my attention
Yeah, man, I
was,
mean,
yeah, man, are you? Big up yourself. Nicholas R. Powell, R stands for greatness. He's
Yeah, I
my,
love how them two them each other are the same. Like he does.
You know, say all I go, I think that the R stand for ratchet now after all.
True.
but from my personal experience,
Mhm.
is your belief system, is what we have become to believe in our minds. And there was a book that Nicholas pointed me out to, 4 Agreements. And it's just something that has been coming down from generation to generation. People will call it generational curse. Whatever whatever title or tag you put on it is just something that has been embedded in your mental capacity of thinking and understanding things while we stay in the situations we stay in for whatever reason. So once it's like you're in a bathroom and it stinks, because you're in there, you don't even smell that it stinks.
You become nose blind. Them call it nose blind.
To separate from it, then you realize, like, what?
Me give you an example. May I use my personal example? I'm sure to know this. Remember my first marriage, Virgin, where it never had work. And part of the reason why I stick around the night was because the fear, as Nyanda said, the fear of fitting into the stereotype of the statistic of black marriage is not working. So I stick around and I say, yo, you know, me I worry about what people are gonna think and all of them things there. But at the end of the day, and people that say, yo, what? It don't look bad because them not see what go on from the inside. All them see at the outside, the image of paint. And because of that, for a long time, I did miserable, Bridget. And me so miserable that me I say, yo, I can't live like this. Me get to the point where me I say, yo, me don't want my daughter growing up thinking this is what a healthy relationship should look like, because she see the emotional, physical abuse and hostility between two away. So we did it. We never want them to see this. And as tough as it was, I had to make the decision to leave. I'm not worried about what other people are thinking. Was it, as I said, it wasn't easy. But sometimes we stay in a relationship because we are worried about what people are thinking. And it's not, I mean, I share my experience because it's not just women.
True.
A lot of women go through it more, but man go through it too. So that's why I don't want to share that. So
yeah, after I listen to Nyanda and after Everett actually explain more in depth, you get me and say and Nyanda said therapies and then Ella, yeah. My story, no. No, I'm gonna reach that so.
yeah.
Get me as a
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach that so.
And another thing too, you know, with the fear and judgment also comes hope, because everything is yin and yang. So it's not always a bad reason why people stay. It can be that you're still hopeful that this really, really can work, and you hang on to that little gleam of, you know, ray of sunshine that you think is gonna. And for me personally, that's what had happened to me. I was in a relationship for 5 years, and talk 3 months, vex 2 months, talk 3 months, vex 2 months. And that was the relationship for 5 years. And you would wonder, like, Nayanda, I really can't see you doing that because
Yeah, you
you
should say that, yeah.
that just not make no sense. But there are so many things that accumulate over the years why I would say I'm hanging on to this. But until the reality really, like, really hit you, like, this don't make no sense. And sometimes it's really some drastic situations have to happen for you to really see, like, this relationship is really no longer serving you and you can do much better with your life.
Mm.
Yeah. So
And with
go
that
ahead,
being
Nikki.
said, it might be, if it gets too drastic, it might be too late. Maybe
Well,
like,
thank
I
God for
think
me.
And
I think most times that's what happen, and they end up broken. You know, after the fact, they end up broken. Both parties, men or women, they end up
may I, watch,
broken.
may I watch a video today of Kevin Samuel, what name?
Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. And him have this lady come on the episode and she him a talk to her and she say she needs some help with the relationship because she just come out of a relationship.
Go and give the listener them a little backstory of who Kevin Samuels is.
So Kevin Samuels, the little bit what I know about him, you might know more about him, but the little bit what I know about him is a brother where him very harsh when it comes to, no, I'm not gonna say harsh, very straightforward and him not hold back him tongue when him give talk to women about relationship, what them need for do, what them think them need for do in order to secure a relationship or whatever. A lot of what him say makes sense. In delivery, me not,
I just
me
hold
mention,
it, yeah.
me not to agree with him. Me not agree with him in delivery at times. But a lot of message where I share is very on point. So I'm gonna talk to this lady who come on him live, on him Instagram live, and she said she was in a relationship for 13 years, and she wasn't married. Them now have the kids, and he must say, so you know, why were you in it so long? She said because me don't work for my career. And I must say, yo, so what is your career? And she said she is a payroll person. I must say, yo, that's not a career. That's a job. You understand? Right? I must say that's a job. And I must say, so when you are telling me, say, there's no other payroll, like should I say, the payroll operator, payroll director, whatever the title was. I must say, there's no other person who have that position that were married. I said, yeah. I must say, so no. Do you get paid hourly? She said, yeah. I must say, that's not a career. Yeah. If you get paid hourly, it's not a career.
Right.
It's a job. But what was it that caused you to stay in the relationship so long? And she say, well, outside our career, like she realized I'm never ready. And I must say, yeah, but you're never there with a real man. And a lot of time I feel like we get in a relationship, we are date the what the word more I use, the potential. And not
version where you see in your head.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Who we think them can be.
Yes.
So hold on to that hope that things are gonna get better.
Hope. That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
The hope.
Things are gonna get better, and if you just stick around and then you find yourself, and like Nyanda say, things now go on, but then me see a little glimmer of hope where things look like it go on good. And then it go back and you say, all right, yeah, it'll go on good again. So I just the roller coaster. We tell ourselves, say, yo, a part of relationships, you know, it have its ups and downs. So hold on to that. And deep down inside, we not see a future, like we now grow. But we still stick around and hope that things could get better. And then on the man's side, things now get better. And the man say, all right, if I'm married to that woman here, things might get better, and vice versa. You understand me? And then you go on, and when you look 10 years past, 15 years past in a relationship that's not going nowhere, and you wonder why I'm still there. So it's not just relationship, domestic relationship, it also go with jobs. We in a job, we're now gonna we're dead end, we get the little raise because them tell us so we need for all of a job for long period of time. It shows stability and all of that. Brethren, sometimes if something now, yeah, you want the experience and all that, but if it now serve you, you bounce.
Because people tend to take the easiest way out. And the easiest way out is just to stay.
Stay and figure it out.
It's just to stay. It's just to stay and deal with it. It's not to go take this knife and dig out the wound, literally feel the pain, feel the burden, feel the loneliness, feel all of that. It's just easier to stay, and people tend to just take the easiest route out.
There was a time when and that's something me I work on, where as I remember who said Neely or Nyanda said, stick to the evil way you know. And
Nyanda mentioned that.
there are times when a relationship not work, I'm gonna find myself a revert to somebody from the past.
You made mention of that the last time. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something when me I work on, because keep going back to the people from the past. I say, at least me know that one there. I'm going to justify why. And when you're in a relationship, so now work, we try to justify why it now work, and try a lot of time blame ourselves because we're codependent, and we blame ourselves and try to justify time. Maybe if I stick around and I hang around and do what I'm supposed to do. And before you know it, you lose yourself to try to make it work. And it may work for a little bit of time, but then it not work again.
Because now you're agony.
Because, go ahead, Nan.
I was listening to a TD Jakes today, and he said, and it was very profound, and I put my little twist on it, life is a classroom, right? And most of the times when we don't get the lesson, we go and retake the class. So every time we keep doing the same wrong thing, is because we didn't get the lesson. So we keep retaking the class.
And we can't move on until we pass that class.
No, we can't. But until we pass that class, that's when we're able to move on. And I was talking earlier about my relationship, my 5-year on and off 2 months and 3 months relationship. And the last thing that happened was literally, it was like, there was no way I could not act on that. Where I ended up was gonna go, I got a lease, rent a place, we're gonna move in together, right? And
the love mix up
pay rent, everything, put on lights, everything. And you know what? I couldn't get into the place. I could not get into the apartment. The people would not answer. Light put on, everything. And that was like the pivotal moment. I was like, this really not supposed to. It was like a hit on the head with a 2x4.
Life lessons.
And this person sometimes a person make you feel like it's you. They put these labels on you, and you start believing that this is really true. But when, as the book said, the 4 agreements, when you come to your senses and you realize that, listen, I'm not gonna believe, I no longer believe that I am this. You're telling me that I am this, or you're telling me that I'm unstable. You're telling me, but really and truly, it's not really me, no, it's you. So when that realization come to effect, I was like, what? And then sometimes the universe creates some situation for you to really open your eyes, because you're not really, your eyes are shut. And it's like you have to get that hit with a 2x4 to really wake up and realize what had happened. And I just had to make a drastic decision, like literally leave everything behind and move out of state and start fresh. And it takes a lot of strength and courage to do that. People, you're just going to get the easy way out, but sometimes you really have to remove yourself entirely from the situation to see from a different set of lenses to really come out of a situation that is no longer serving you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess before you can even do that, first you have to do that assessment and then come to that conclusion.
And sometimes it takes some drastic things to happen before you really
even
come
realize
to that conclusion, like near death.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing where people, we didn't talk about it earlier, and it just made it make the point. So based on the hierarchy of needs, there are certain basic needs that help people for reach to self-actualization. And when a lot of time we don't stay in a relationship because a need is not met. May I think about it recently, and there's a book called His Needs, Her Needs. And it talks about how to make a marriage or a relationship a fear proof. And a lot of time people look upon it and say, yo, me as him step out and the person, or she step out and the person with them step out with it. Not even, them not have nothing for me. Them not make as much money, them not provide financially like me, or them not look as good as me and dress as good as me. But the key is that person meet a need. You understand? And we wonder, how me end up getting a relationship with that person? Because I don't like me go out there and look people, but I find myself attracted to that person. You know why? Because that person there meet a need. That person there will listen to me when me talk. A person that will check on me and make sure that me eat. Even just casually and not necessarily in a relationship. And that is why them say it's important when you're in a relationship is to careful of the a way you share with people of the opposite sex where in your circle. Because me good to share something with somebody. I say, yo, you know, say every time I come home, the person, my woman, the dinner not prepared or nothing like that. All of a sudden, the person that start check by you and say, yo, they might jokingly I say, yo, Reggie, make sure you get something to eat before you go home in the cause wife eat. And then before you know it, they must say, you know, I'm going to cook extra food, let me carry something for you, because I know, say, and at them little things, they know, subconscious.
True.
And then you just like the fact that that person care about you enough for you, but just ask if you eat.
You don't realize it either.
And you don't realize it, how you know the energy just a flow. So it's important that when we're in a relationship, we learn to communicate with our partners. If there's something we're uncomfortable, more time we want some outlet for vent. But develop a relationship with your partner where you can communicate authentically and say exactly where you got to, where you feel. You know, it's not for say you now do something for me. It's say, yo, I like when you do certain things. It make me feel a certain way. It make me feel positive. It make me, you know, but communicate where you like. Or if somebody share something, say, yo, I don't like when you raise your voice at me, you know. You know, I prefer if something go on, communicate with me that way, yeah. At least me know what go on. But if me just every time we have a disagreement, me go to somebody else, and me don't communicate that with my partner. And that person meet a need there. After a while, the energy I go lose when we attack. When we come home, me not even go on come home at even time. You understand me? I pull up in a parking lot in a driveway. Me used to go to Walmart, brothers. Me used to go to Walmart after work, go walk around for half an hour to 45 minutes.
Just kind of walk home.
Before me forget my mind right for when me I go home to. When people are leaving a relationship, people think say, yo, him just get up one day and leave. No, him left mentally long time. She left mentally long time. It just take a while for them build up the courage for actually physically leave.
Sure.
Because when me left, we did have argument and she said, all right, maybe we just need a divorce. I'm like, okay, cool. And that was it. It's not that mentally me never out, but the minute she said that is like giving me the okay. And she said, oh, okay, a long time you want it.
Long time, I tell you.
Yeah.
Never hear me I say it from last week.
Right. Like from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Last week, 2 years ago.
You understand me? So the communication, sometimes we don't want to say, well, because we're afraid, say, we're going to hurt feelings. But understand that we're not saying it to hurt feelings. Slowly, because if we don't address it over time, we are going to grow apart and that relationship will no longer be serving you.
Yes, you have to address the difficult things from the get-go. It's not trying to convince yourself that it is okay. Because if you can't live with the person how they are now, you're not going to be able to live with the person. And even when you're married, it's even worse. Like, for example, a man, a woman will say, oh, I'm not doing certain things because I don't have no ring, or but your worst not going to do it when you have a ring.
Exactly.
I mean, the ring give a buzz, man.
The ring give you more power to not do it.
Sure. Because then they can say, well, there's not to prove. And
exactly.
Yeah.
So we seem to have this warped concept of, you know what, this is going to change it. But you have to be your authentic, real self from the beginning. Ask the hard questions, have the hard conversations, and just be real. And then that's how you can know that your relationship will be successful, because you deal with the difficult things from the get-go.
Elder, go.
I told you that.
Yeah, right.
There's a thing where you bring up, I say, yo, when we get the ring, me I gotta do it. You have some people where do things as soon as them get the ring, it stop.
Well, I should just say, because they have more.
Them now be authentic. Yeah, well, as you say.
And your position at that time, your argument can be, well, me not the capacity to not do it now. Me I done the wife or me I done the husband. I think it go both ways,
Yes, definitely.
There are a lot of things that men will do. Men will chase. And the moment you get that prize, you stop chase.
Yeah.
It's like you win the gold medal and you say, I'm not even cheering no more. And it's sad, but as I said, it goes both ways. Yeah. Like you have something in your mind, say way.
No.
I mean, and also don't get tricked either, Don't get tricked by the person who actually sit down and feel like them a listen to you and or them a make the needs and them make the needs there. Don't feel like say, yo, you're gonna leave Miss Pam over there, so I'm gonna live with Susan. And because all of them things they fear them time.
I meet one need. So I come back to the Tyler Perry movie. I can't remember which one it was. But where them talk about it, the 80-20 rule. And they must say, hey, you remember that, that the 20-80 rule? And she said, no, it's the 80-20. The person that meet 20% of your needs.
Yeah.
So you give up your 80, not realizing.
Yeah.
But sometimes we have to take a assess and say, okay, yeah, that person I meet that need there, but what really are going on in a relationship? That's why it's important for the communication part.
So I think we are drawing near to not wrapping up, but I think so we need to be self-aware, because as I said before, you can't even know or the fraction out, whether 80-20, 50-50 or the flip side. Be self-aware.
It's supposed to be 100, Bridget.
No, I'm saying before you can do that, for decide if you want to give up the 80 for the 20, you see it? Before that can happen.
Girl.
Right? But still something needed.
Yeah.
No? But before that can happen, I think you need to be self-aware, really looking at yourself and try to looking at yourself in a relationship and try to see,
Yeah.
is it really 80% I'm getting? Or the 80 just look like, or the 20 look like 80? Or, but as I said, outside, if you end up outside or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, as Nanda rightfully said, a tough choices, a tough conversations you have to have with yourself. A tough decision you have to
And
make.
your partner. You have to have them tough conversations
And
with
so
your
forth.
partner. Because if them no know, so them now meet a certain need, and you complain about it, or you not share the importance of the meet that need being met, then that can really be a thing that cause you to lose interest in the relationship. But because you try make it work, you hold on upon it, but it no longer serving you. And that is why communication is key. Yeah.
One of the things though that I have seen is that, and I'm not broad brushing men or stereotyping, but females will be more vocal. And sometimes it may seem as if, oh, you're just nagging too much and you're just doing this and you're just doing that. And then eventually that person shuts down. But if I'm coming to you and telling you that this thing is bothering me or this thing is affecting me, regardless if you think that it is nagging, you should care enough to want to sit and listen it out. And where I am today, I know that there are men out there that will sit and listen, even if they think that it is nagging. So the thing about, oh, I can't take it, you keep asking the same, you have to ask the same questions, and men have to listen to the nagging because it is a genuine concern.
I don't want to object here. I don't dispute what you're saying, not honesty. You know, as a man, that is true. A lot of the time we revert to saying nagging. But in all honesty, sometimes it's just nagging. Sometimes it's not a genuine concern.
Me out,
I know
yes.
that. Sometimes it's not a genuine concern.
But
sometimes
again,
it isn't.
But again, the superior man understand.
That's another book. That's another book.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Cool.
Let me make this point. The superior man understand a woman. If you look at the ocean, you'll understand how a feminine woman, them just all over the place. 1 minute them nice and calm and serene and they and
hold on, we need some time. And the next minute, we could take a break and come back. We need about 10 more minutes, 5 or 10 more minutes.
All right,
I don't finish our thoughts.
Yeah. Nanda get steamy.
I don't finish our thoughts.
Yeah, she excited, you know.
Please no.
People's over there again. All right. Yeah, go on, Nanda, because
as I was saying earlier, right?
Yes, dear.
When it comes to relationship, it really all boils down to this. A man is being a superior man, understand? Because we said the man at the head of the household, right? The man is the leader. The man is supposed to be, right? And I'm gonna stand by that. My man is the leader. He's the leader. We come together and we bring certain things, but there are certain characteristics that are intrinsic to men and are intrinsic to female. And right? And as you say, females are really emotional beings. And so superior men understand that. So when they start doing a little nitpicking and what you call nagging, you understand now you have to step up to your superior man role and say, all right, you know what? Females are like the ocean. 1 minute them calm and serene and nice and good. And one next minute just hear we have a crash and a bash and a carry and you wonder, what is this going on? But if you understand that it's really just in the moment, then you'll be able to work through the kinks and the things. So I think most relationships not successful because men have to step up to their role of being the superior man and understand when a female start act like the ocean.
All right, I can't argue with that, honestly. I thought I was going to rebut, but I really cannot. Yeah, it make a lot of sense. Elder.
Nobody can hear you.
Elder, we can't hear Elder.
Nobody can hear Ella.
Yeah, may I say that really reinforce a point where
It does.
some more me I work on, because I see something where me that deal with, and as you said that a while ago, Nanda reminded me, because that's a really good book. I think I mean tell you about the way of the superior man.
No, not this time, Nicholas.
And I need to tell you about that. Okay,
I'm more props to every book, because I book man,
No, man,
Not this
we
time, not
always
this
a talk about book. We always a talk
No,
about
I know, bro. I know it's yours,
Yeah,
for sure.
so- but that's a really good book, where would I recommend people check out.
To
It's not
every
just the man,
relationship,
it's
man
not
and
just the man,
woman.
it's for man and woman.
Yes,
It's about the
definitely.
masculine and the feminine. And I find myself in a situation where I feel like there was a need not being met and how it was being approached. And that just give me a good perspective on it, where it allow me to work on some. So yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't dispute that one. You're right. I think the point where it got me was understanding it in the moment. And that is separation. You have times when it's constantly like that. But based on the previous things that we discussed, then that's a different problem. You need to figure that out. Because it's constantly this painful, then you have a bigger issue.
Yeah.
Which is this relationship right for you? Because when things right for you, it's easy, And
Yes.
relationships are really easy, Generally speaking, they're just not easy. Whether friendship,
Exactly, it's not.
platonic, or
No.
intimate, whatever it is, it's
Because
not
are
easy.
two different minds. So if
I
you
try to
have somebody
coexist.
that agree with everything what you say,
Mhm.
it's a problem.
It's a problem. However, when they are meant to be, then mountains are like hills. Are like slopes. You climb over it. Still stressful, but so you're completely right, Nanda. So I rest my case where that is concerned.
Yeah. So
Definitely. The superior man though, when she start blaze up, I'm gonna put on my shirt and gone, go chill with my friend. Or stay in a Walmart and walk around for 30 minutes.
hey, but me never at that level. Never at that level.
In body's defense, in the don't play superiority, in the left him left already.
Oh no, yeah. May I be honest?
Yeah,
never at the level of maturity.
Yeah, and I said to Elder one time, Nanda that said that, may I say, but so what if that person is not at that level?
No, but well,
if,
that's why she said the communication, but the point I make also is
it take a lot of
could be at that level.
But
I know that, but I'm saying if him for whatever reason it's not working and he mentally check out, then he could be at that level, but he mentally check out.
Oh,
right.
No, you could be mentally check out, because I remember saying men are really changing up. Every man will be the person you want to be if they want to be. We not really said, obviously we have experiences where more we have grown everything. But I strongly believe that you can be here tomorrow with one person and the next day you are better. And that's because you choose to be better. And it might be genuine. It's not a facade you put on just because you look the person. No, it's genuine. Because you choose to, and for whatever reason, whatever chemicals go off, tell your brain, say, yo.
One thing will work for me, for add to that, is when me leave certain relationship, even if me mess up in another relationship, then me learn from it. So the next person, when we get to, because me learn that lesson there, me say, all right, the next person, me I gotta bring that new understanding and that new perspective.
And that work because you care enough to learn. I also care enough to apply what you learn. Because you can't learn, and be like, sure, cause when I learn, I not give her this either ways. So you can go either ways, you understand? But I feel like you can be that superior person. But if you mentally check out, then there's a bigger problem where you check out,
So the biggest thing is one of the biggest things is communication. There's a need not being met. Communicate. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's more uncomfortable if you're there around somebody where you no longer want to be around. and I try play the part for whether for kids, finances, security, whatever it is,
In a natural one.
instead of actually I work through it. And only way we can work through it as a team, a communication. That's our biggest way, me say. Yeah.
Nearly.
Any final thoughts from Manny?
Well, no, for real, because like me just say, that's one of the things that me that point out when I ended up say, give our 2 cents. You get me? I say, why if that person there, why if the man in a relationship basically in a reach to that level, in a reach to the superior, he might try get there. You get me? I say, but him go through so much in that relationship there, where him start go Walmart and him walk up and down and kill time because he does not want to deal with that. You get me? I say, and probably the next person will come along now, he might get to the level, so now him been through all of the experience them. You get me? I say him endure that and that and that. So now him at that level. There's a miss. So the next relationship now, him know say yo, him no forget Walmart and walk around. Him a go deal with the situation head on, you see it?
Case by case, bro.
Or what could happen, the minute something go wrong, him start go Walmart.
Right.
The minute something go wrong, because if him never learn to develop him communication skills from the past experience, the minute something go wrong, him know Walmart our cope for him.
Right.
You understand me? So we have to make sure
if the ultimate become the superior man.
Exactly.
Talk if the ultimate is to become the superior man, you know. You get me? I say because at that I think every man, well, I can't vouch for
that's
every
how hope for every man.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get me? I say
Hope.
if that is the aim, you know what I mean? You can't have to deal with something where just in the moment. You can't look for a band-aid.
And that's why I say it.
But if I don't know any other way, and the band-aid arm, me know.
And that you resort to.
Because me no want to dig out the sore and feel that pain there. You gotta keep putting band-aid on it. And Walmart was a band-aid for me. You understand me?
True, fair enough.
Until me pull back and really communicate with some people who have experience and get different insight. If me can pull myself out of the situation, but if I don't expose myself to different, it's hard for when me jump back in our next relationship, which is what a lot of we do. We come out of a relationship that no longer serves us, and instead of become self-aware and work to improve ourselves, we jump in our next relationship that met that need, but there are other needs that are not being met. So we keep
like a cycle.
We keep doing the same cycle.
Because you know what? We are who we attract. If we keep going back to that same thing again, we didn't learn the lesson and we didn't fix something within us. And the thing is, you cannot pour clean wine in a dirty vessel. Yeah. Right? So we have to learn to unlearn some of the attitudes and things that we develop over those years. We have to unlearn it and relearn the right thing.
And the same mind what we use to do certain things, for put yourself in the problem, cannot get us out of the problem. So we have to get external intervention with some people. That's why I'm doing my best to surround myself with some people who have what me consider some healthy lifestyles. So we can learn from them and continue to grow from that. You understand me? But if as Nayana say, you come out, you pour the wine, but you pour in a dirty glass. If we not clean the glass, then we are going to constantly get contaminated wine. You understand me? So it's like taking a fish out of fish you are dead and putting in some clean water, bring it back to life, and then put it back in a dirty water, dirty environment. If we not do nothing to clean it up, no, brother.
Could you use a different animal?
Yeah.
Get the analogy still.
Well, which other animal really synonymous with water, bro? Like
what?
A fish Shall live in the water?
What did you say, buddy?
Hold on.
No, wait, what? It's all right. I'm nearly good.
Okay, shall live in the water?
Nearly say could use a different animal. We have to use a fish. All
So
right.
which other animal really sit down and see water?
It's all right.
Think
It's
about
all
water,
right.
think about
I
fishes.
talk about the analogy itself.
You know what?
Choice of but you go on.
Nayanda, any final words?
Yeah.
Final words is one, we always have to do our own self-evaluation.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, it's not always something wrong with the other side. We have to examine ourselves as well to see what was wrong with us. Because again, you are who you attract. So if I'm constantly attracting this type of energy and this type of behavior, I am also that person. So I really need to examine myself, clean up myself so that I can be a clean vessel, and learn certain behavior so that I can learn new healthy habits that will attract that kind of energy that I want in my life. And again, I can use myself as a, example. 5 years in the same cycle of doing the same foolishness. But eventually, I unlearned that, and now I'm in a much healthier relationship. Communication, as Nicholas said, is very important. In the early stage of the relationship, that is when you have to deal with the hard and difficult questions. That is the time when you must have the arguments, the blow up, the walk away, the comeback. That is the time when you deal with those things from the get-go, not to try to be pleasing and do the things that you think the person wants you to see, but just be your authentic self, be true to who you are, and that will definitely foster a good relationship.
True.
Everett?
No, I think she said it best, honestly. Nothing to say. I think she said it
Nearly.
best.
Oh, I'm going for nearly. Hey, is that?
Yeah, here.
Oh, should I hear? Okay, yeah, I'm on the headphones. Okay, cool. So just to reinforce what me get from that session there is communication is important.
Yeah.
Like Nyanda says, start it early, don't wait till things get really bad. We start coming. If we can't communicate on the small things, it's hard to communicate on the big things, right? We can't fix nobody. We have to fix ourselves. I hope that persons see the need for fix for themselves for work on a relationship. And the last thing, a lot of time is not that you wrong, me right. Sometimes both are right, but we're just not compatible. And that's okay also. Identify it, but sometimes we realize that we're not compatible, but we still are trying to hold on because people. I would not behind it. Gavin that behind it.
From when we see him.
Gavin, right?
My sister.
Oh, your sister. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes we're not compatible. And so I just shake and say, you know what, this not work. We'll move on. We try hold on, and then we build up animosity against each other. And then in a toxic relationship, because none of we don't want in it, but none of we don't want to be the one for say goodbye.
It's not working.
Yeah.
Right. So just them three key points that we get from that session today. So really good session. Appreciate
Definitely.
everybody.
And I mean, my point as well, I get from him still, basically everything everybody says still. The main one, are the communication aspect of it. You get me, I say? And it's not even your birthday, kid.
Happy birthday, baby girl.
No, it's not. I'm talking. Why the put here come? To me record. Why you up? But like me, I say, yeah, communication. The communication part of it, yeah, it major. You get me, I say? Yeah, if you're not in a communication, everything else, it'll crumble.
Yeah.
Because you have to express yourself. If you're not express yourself, all the next person gonna know how you feel, what you think, and them thing there. You get me, I say? Enough
Yeah.
people always tend to talk about, yo, we've been together for so long, you should know. What you mean? You change every day. You get me?
Yes.
You're supposed to grow. So if me, I think, boy, you're the same way, I think, boy, when I just meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What that mean? What are we doing? You get me? I
Mm.
say? Because we have to grow individually and we have to grow together.
True.
You get me? I say? And we have to constantly communicate. We constantly talk to each other. Oh, I feel some way about this. Oh, you know, say me like that. Oh, you know, me not like that. Something. You get me? I say?
Yeah.
Yourself.
Daddy duty. We understand it. Just like I
Yeah,
tell Diana earlier, we understand it.
definitely.
Just
Yes,
for
yes, we
everybody,
do understand it, Neely. Big
everybody
up
for the
yourself, I've heard
episode
it.
understand it.
We all understand it, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely do. But give thanks to all the listeners, them.
Yeah, man.
Give thanks to Nyanda again. You get me?
Pleasure.
You come and
Thank
join us.
you.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. You see me? Give thanks to all the listeners, them, all of the viewers, them on YouTube. You know, we have Nyanda as a special guest. We also have Zoe we're dropping. We also have Nyanda sister we're dropping. You know the thing. So. You get me? I say? Yeah. So make sure now like, subscribe, and share all of the episode them.
True.
If you haven't heard the little snippet that we, well, not snippet, but the bonus um thing that we sent out on YouTube, go and go over the YouTube channel, Yaad&Abroad Podcast, go and go listen to it and get a little laugh. You see me? And
Yeah.
check out all of the episode them and share them with a friend. You see me? I say? Give thanks to all of the man them. Give thanks to all of the female them. It's still Women's Month. You know what I mean? But you don't know we are celebrate a woman them every day. You see
Yeah.
me? Yeah.
All right.
So
Oh.
outside of that, good to go. Let's on the man them, you see me?